When we speak of the gift of discernment, we do not mean an abstract or vague ability to tell right from wrong, nor a mysterious talent reserved for the few. No, discernment is far more than a skill. It is acquired, attentive sensitivity to the world, as it truly is a gift that reveals not only the surface of things but their depth, their purpose, and the unseen forces at work beneath the surface. It is a divine light in a world too often swallowed by shadows, a compass in a wilderness where truth and deception are often hard to distinguish. In life, we all face moments when we feel as though we're standing at the edge of a precipice, unsure of which way to turn. We can hear the whispers of doubt, the hum of uncertainty, and the weight of fear pressing down on us. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that we have the opportunity to rise higher than we ever thought possible. For it is not in the calm or the comfortable that we find our greatest strength, but in the storms that test us, the struggles that shape us, and the moments of adversity that call us to be more than we thought we could be. Out of difficulties grow miracles, said Jean de la Bruyere, and in that simple truth we find a path forward. The very challenges that appear to hither us often can contain the seeds of growth that we need to become who we are meant to be. When we face hardship, we can either choose to succumb to it, allowing ourselves to be defeated, or we can choose to rise above it, using it as the foundation for a future that is greater than anything we could have imagined. The path to greatness is rarely a straight line. It is a winding, uneven road that requires courage, patience, and a willingness to face the unknown with unwavering determination. The key to navigating this journey is understanding that growth doesn't come without discomfort. As the poet Khalil Gibran reminds us, your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. What often feels like suffering is in fact the process of expansion, of breaking free from the constraints we place on ourselves and embracing the fullness of our potential. Every trial is an opportunity to learn, to stretch, to become more resilient. In the face of difficulty, we are not being punished, we are being prepared. The storm is not here to destroy us, it is here to make us stronger. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall, said Nelson Mandela. Life will inevitably knock us down, but it is not the fall that defines us, it is the decision to rise again. And it is in these moments of rising that we discover our true strength. We are not defined by our failures, but by our ability to persevere in the face of them. When we choose to get back up, to keep moving forward, we demonstrate not only our resilience, but our faith in the future. We trust that beyond the struggle lies something greater, something worth fighting for. And yet, many of us hold ourselves back because we fear failure. We become paralyzed by the possibility of making mistakes or falling short of our own expectations. But as Thomas Edison famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Every misstep, every moment of failure is not a reason to give up, but a lesson to be learned. It's important to remember that failure is not a reflection of our worth. It is simply a part of the process of becoming. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, Winston Churchill wisely observed. The key is not to avoid failure, but to embrace it as a necessary part of our journey, one that teaches us invaluable lessons and refines our character. The road to success, however, is not solely about overcoming obstacles. It is also about vision. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today, Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, how often do we limit ourselves by doubting our ability to achieve our dreams? How often do we allow our fears to dictate our actions, to keep us stuck in a place of comfort and complacency, instead of pushing us toward greatness? Vision is the fuel that drives us forward. It gives us a sense of purpose and direction, even when the path is unclear. When we can see the possibility of something greater, when we can feel the pull of our dreams, we will find the courage to pursue them, regardless of the obstacles in our way. But vision alone is not enough. It must be paired with action. As the philosopher Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, but it is only in the doing that we truly grow. Dreams are not achieved by simply wishing for them or waiting for the perfect circumstances to arise. They are brought to life through consistent effort, dedication, and commitment. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out, Robert Collier tells us. It is the little choices we make each day, the small actions that we take, that compound over time to create extraordinary results. In the pursuit of our dreams, it is easy to become discouraged when we do not see immediate results. The process of becoming is often slow, invisible, and fraught with setbacks. But it is in these quiet moments, when no one else is watching, that the greatest transformation occurs. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together, said Vincent van Gogh. Success is not a single moment of triumph. It is the accumulation of countless small steps taken with persistence and faith. At times we may question whether it is all worth it, whether the effort, the sacrifice, and the struggle are leading us to the destination we desire. In these moments, remember that the journey itself is part of the reward. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves, Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to reach the summit of Mount Everest, famously said. True victory lies not in the external achievement, but in the transformation we undergo along the way. Every challenge, every failure, and every victory shapes us into the person we are becoming. When we embrace the journey, rather than fixating solely on the destination, we find fulfillment in the process itself. And when we finally arrive at our goals, when we reach that summit, when we achieve that dream, we will discover that the journey has changed us in ways we never anticipated. It will not simply be the accomplishment of a goal, but the person we have become in the process. We will look back on the struggles, the doubts, the setbacks, and realize that it was not the success itself that made us stronger, but the courage we summoned to keep going, day after day, even when the road seemed endless. So, as you stand at the crossroads of your own journey, remember this: you are capable of far more than you think. Your dreams are not as distant as they may seem. The challenges you face today are shaping you into the person you need to be tomorrow. Keep moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. Trust in the process, embrace the struggle, and never lose sight of the vision that calls you forward. For it is in the pursuit of something greater that we find our greatest strength, and it is in the journey itself that we discover who we are meant to be. There is a power within each of us that often lies dormant, waiting for the right moment to awaken. It is the strength to push through difficulties, to rise when we fall, and to keep moving forward even when the road ahead seems uncertain. This power is not just some abstract concept. It is real, tangible, and within our reach, if we only choose to believe in it. Believe you can, and you're halfway there, Theodore Roosevelt once said. This simple truth is often the key that unlocks greatness. Too many times, we hesitate to take that first step toward our goals because we doubt our own abilities. But the reality is, belief in yourself is the foundation for everything that follows. It is the fuel that drives us, even when the path is unclear and the obstacles seem insurmountable. Once you believe in your own potential, you are already on the way to achieving things that may have once seemed impossible. Yet belief alone is not enough. As Vince Lombardi, the legendary coach, once said, the price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether we win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. Success does not come overnight, nor does it come without effort. It requires relentless persistence, consistent action, and the willingness to continue even when the results aren't immediately visible. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out, as Robert Collier wisely put it. Every small step you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, adds up. It is the compound effect of consistent effort that leads to great achievements. But here's the truth that often gets overlooked: setbacks are part of the journey. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall, said Confucius. We often view failure as something to be avoided, but it is, in fact, a vital part of growth. Each failure teaches us something valuable, whether it's a lesson in resilience, an opportunity for improvement, or a reminder that the road to success is rarely a straight line. In those moments of difficulty, we must choose to rise again, stronger and more determined than before. And when the road gets tough, it's essential to remember why you started. The world may throw countless distractions your way, and it's easy to become discouraged. But as Steve Jobs once said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. When you are passionate about your purpose, when you are driven by a mission that goes beyond your personal desires, it is easier to keep moving forward, even when the journey becomes difficult. Life is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Embrace the challenges, push through the obstacles, and remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Keep believing in yourself, keep working hard, and never forget that success is a journey, not a destination. As the famous quote by Maya Angelou reminds us, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Keep moving forward, for your potential is limitless. In the course of our lives, we encounter moments that test us, challenge us, and push us to the edge of our comfort zones. These moments can be daunting, sometimes even overwhelming, but they hold within them the seeds of transformation. In fact, it is often in our most difficult moments that we discover the strength we never knew we had, the resilience we had forgotten existed within us. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, Lieutenant Ralph Waldo Emerson once said. And indeed, it is this inner strength that has the power to carry us through any storm. The power of perseverance lies in recognizing that no matter what challenges we face, we possess the tools to overcome them. Life, as we know it, is not always fair, and it often presents us with situations that feel insurmountable. Yet, every difficulty is an opportunity in disguise. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests, said Epictetus. It is through these very storms, these very tempests, that we learn what we are truly capable of. A ship never discovers its true strength in calm waters. It is in the storm where its resilience is tested. Perseverance, however, is not merely about pushing through pain or enduring hardship without purpose. It is about moving forward with a vision, with intention. As Winston Churchill once said, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Success is not a permanent state, it is a momentary achievement that requires continued effort to sustain. Failure, on the other hand, is not the end, it is an opportunity to begin again, wiser and more prepared. The key to perseverance is not in avoiding failure, but in having the courage to rise after every setback, to keep moving forward, even when the road is unclear. When we persevere, we must also learn to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. It is easy to assume that the journey to success should be smooth, that once we decide to pursue a goal, the path will open up easily before us. But the reality is different. As the great motivational speaker Tony Robbins once said, the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. In other words, we are often our own greatest obstacle. We get in our own way by expecting things to be easy or by avoiding the discomfort that comes with stretching ourselves beyond our limits. But true growth never occurs without discomfort. It doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, Fred DeVito wisely observed. It is in the moments of struggle, when we feel like giving up, that we are often on the verge of our greatest breakthroughs. There will be times when the weight of the journey feels too heavy to carry, and the temptation to quit becomes overwhelming. During these moments, we must remember the words of Calvin Coolidge, who said, "Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. The slogan press on is solved, and always will solve the problems of the human race. The simple act of pressing on, of continuing when the rest of the world tells you to stop, can be the very thing that sets you apart. Talent, education, and even genius may take you far, but it is persistence that leads to lasting success." This is where belief in yourself becomes paramount. As Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, our minds are powerful tools, and they shape the way we experience the world. If we believe we cannot succeed, we limit ourselves before we even try. But when we believe in our own potential, when we trust that we have the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to persevere, everything changes. You have to expect things of yourself before you can do them, Michael Jordan once said. Confidence in yourself is the foundation of perseverance. It is the belief that no matter the challenges you face, you have the ability to navigate them, learn from them, and ultimate triumph. This belief is not blind faith. It is not about thinking that everything will work out just because you want it to. It is about the quiet, unshakable faith. Regardless of the circumstances, you will continue to move forward. You will continue to give your best, and you will trust the process. There will be days when the progress is barely noticeable, when the journey feels like it's taking forever. But it is during these times that we must hold on to the wisdom of the great author J.K. Rowling, who reminds us that rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Sometimes we must reach our lowest point before we can rise. And the very fact that we are still moving forward, even when we feel broken, is a sign of the power within us. Moreover, as we continue on this journey of perseverance, we must remember that it is not just about the destination. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success, Albert Schweitzer said. If you find joy in the journey, if you embrace the process of growth and learning, then success will naturally follow. It's easy to fixate on the end goal and think that only when we achieve it will we be happy. But true fulfillment comes from the journey itself, the lessons learned, the strength built, the character forged through every challenge and setback. As Maya Angelou put it, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. There will be days when the road ahead seems impossibly long, when the obstacles seem too great, and when giving up feels like the only option. But in those moments, I urge you to pause and reflect on how far you've already come. You've faced obstacles before, and you've overcome them. You've stumbled, you've fallen, and you've gotten back up again. Each of those moments has made you stronger, more resilient, more capable of handling whatever comes your way. Perseverance is not a trait that some people are born with and others are not. It is a skill that can be developed, a muscle that grows stronger the more it is exercised. You are capable of far more than you think. The best way out is always through, said Robert Frost, and it is through the difficult moments that we will find the path to success. Keep pressing on. Keep believing in yourself. And remember that every step, no matter how small, is progress. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Every effort you make, every challenge you overcome, is a victory. And eventually, you will look back at the distance you've traveled and realize that the very persistence that seemed so hard to summon was the key to unlocking your dreams. Keep moving forward, and trust that, with every step, you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. In the course of our lives, there are moments when we feel uncertain, moments when the path ahead seems unclear, and moments when we question whether we have the strength to continue. During these times, one of the most powerful things we can do is to remember the importance of patience. Patience is not simply the ability to wait. It's how we behave while we're waiting, said Joyce Meyer. This simple yet profound statement reminds us that patience is not just about passively waiting for things to unfold. It is about maintaining a sense of calm, faith, and trust while we navigate through life's challenges. In a world that is increasingly driven by instant gratification, we often forget that true success is built over time. Good things come to those who wait, but better things come to those who work for it, said Anonymous. The act of waiting for success or for fulfillment does not mean doing nothing. Patience is not a passive state. It is an active process of working diligently, trusting the journey, and persevering through the times when the results seem distant. We are often too quick to abandon our efforts when progress isn't immediately visible. But remember the words of the great philosopher Lao Tzu, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Each step we take, no matter how small, is progress. Every effort we make, no matter how invisible, is building towards something greater. Patience is about more than just enduring. It's about trusting the process and trusting ourselves. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet, Jean-Jacques Rousseau once said. The struggle may feel long, and the progress slow, but the reward that patience brings is not just external, it is internal. It is the growth of character, the development of resilience, and the strengthening of our ability to handle the ups and downs of life. Patience teaches us to trust that things unfold in their own time, and that each delay, each challenge, is a part of our personal development. In moments when you feel frustrated or defeated, it's important to remember that greatness takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, the saying goes, and neither are our dreams, our skills, or our successes. Every achievement is a result of time, effort, and persistence. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success, said Napoleon Hill. Success is rarely the result of one grand moment. It is the culmination of consistent work, belief, and patience over time. You may not see the fruits of your labor immediately, but trust that each day of effort brings you closer to your goals. Above all, remember this patience is not about waiting for life to change. It's about embracing the journey, the growth, and the lessons along the way. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time, Leo Tolstoy said. With patience, you have the ability to navigate through any hardship, and with time, you will see how far you've come. Keep going, trust the process, and know that patience is not the absence of action. It is the key to enduring until your dreams become a reality.